Welcome to VoltaCast, a podcast where we illuminate the path to business compliance and success. I'm your host, Richard Carr, founder of Volta Compliance. Join us as we explore the latest in electrical compliance, business growth strategies, and hear from industry experts and thought leaders. Whether you're looking to keep your business safe and compliant or want insights from successful entrepreneurs, VoltaCast is here to guide you. Let's get started. Okay, hi and welcome to episode 4 of our VoltaCast, where we have Nicola Newby from ACT. Nicola, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi Richard, I'm Nicola Newby. I'm one of the founders and directors of Associated Clean Technologies. We're based in Farsley in Leeds.
Okay, all right, excellent. So Associated Clean Technologies sounds like renewables. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's right. We do things a little bit differently at ACT. We tend to consult, design and deliver primarily small to medium-sized commercial solar PV systems.
Okay.
Every single job that we do tends to be bespoke, interesting buildings, interesting clients.
Okay, so let's rewind a little bit then. So where did it all start for you, Nicola?
It all started really back in 2010 when I helped my husband and my brother-in-law to set up a solar PV, domestic solar PV installation company.
Okay.
So I sort of helped with the fundamental core setup of that business, which I've never done before. So a lot of it was self-taught and going on courses to learn how to do different things. You know, taught myself about VAT and how to do your own accounts. So all things like that was new.
Wearing every single hat that you could.
Yeah, I think as business owners you do
Yeah.
tend to wear lots and lots and lots of hats, and then at the end of the day it comes off and you put your mum hat on or whatever else you're doing that day.
Yeah.
So it started back in 2010. Helped grow that business to a really good sized business. At that point, I had my second child and decided to sort of step away from the business and leave the guys to it. And then my youngest son now is 10 years old, and I thought it was time to get my hat back in the ring and set up my own solar PV company.
So how have you found that so far then? Are you enjoying it?
I am enjoying it. It's very busy. The days fly by. It's challenging. But yeah, it's great.
Okay, so when you set up this new business, did you have a particular a business model in mind? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I've brought on board 2 members of staff that I've known a long time within the industry. Been in the industry for the last 14 years. I've been privileged enough to meet lots of people, work with lots of different people, manufacturers, clients, colleagues. So I was lucky enough to be able to acquire some really, really good staff members.
Excellent. Shout out to Danny and Amy there.
Danny and Amy, and we've got Phil on logistics for us on a part-time basis. So it's great. The team really make the business. Yeah. The people really make the business. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I have learned massively. Since things started.
Well, having met Danny and Amy, they're, and Phil, is it? Did you say Phil? Yeah, I met Phil once. Yeah. Such, great people, and those type of people are so hard to find. So,
exactly.
Credit to you with your HR hat on for finding the right people. But when you're working with a team like that, that's from a client point of view, it's so important that the people you're dealing with can deliver the customer experience.
Absolutely, yeah, it does, and like I said, that is the key thing really that I've learned over the years and brought to this business is that the people matter, and you have to look after the people that are around you in order to deliver that customer service and that product to the end client.
So when you set up this business, 2010, did you say? Or was that was the domestic?
The original business? Yeah.
So you went through 2010. You did the domestic, set up the domestic business, and then when did you set up ACT then?
So decided to set up ACT 2.5 years ago. We went through the MCS accreditation process, which is lengthy. If anyone else has ever been through that, they'll know about it. That's the biggest challenge really to setting up the solar PV installation business. So that was put in place with a view to doing a mixture of domestic and small commercial jobs. That was the intention, because that's what I was used to, and had the experience. And as it's happened, the commercial side has just taken off, and the bigger jobs have come through, and the more bespoke jobs have come through in terms of.
Why do you think
buildings.
that is, Nicola? What's your take on that?
I think it is because we have attention to detail on the jobs, and we put a lot of care and effort into jobs that are not easy, whereas I think some companies would either not tackle the challenge associated with those kinds of projects, because it's just not easy. Whereas we sort of thrive on the challenge and find solutions to the problems that come up with those kind of projects, and work to find a good solution. And
I think you've got a little bit of the same ethos as us. I think it's just a coincidence that we both have this sort of type of approach, is that I know that you're happy to deal face to face with people and to build a relationship, to start a relationship and maintain a relationship, and put the effort into helping clients to understand exactly what you're offering, and what is going to be delivered, how it's going to be delivered, when it's going to be delivered, and who it's going to be delivered by. Having that, I think it goes back, it's quite an old, people might see it as an old-fashioned way of doing business, but I think there's a big opportunity, looking at somebody's whites of their eyes and shaking their hands and building those relationships. Some people do want that, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I've found that more and more as the market evolves, that is something that people want. I think the key word you mentioned there, Richard, is relationships.
Yeah. We
hold existing relationships with all of our clients, for various reasons, to keep in touch with them after the project, for that aftercare, operation and maintenance opportunities, and also because they're just nice people.
Yeah.
We want to do a good job for them.
And you found that, and I know, because we have a little collaboration going on, but I know through that that your customers will recommend you time and time again to other customers.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, isn't it?
And I think that is part of our collaboration as well, is that we've got that relationship. We trust each other. We know that we can share clients and share client information, and and work together on jobs really well.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting, it's nice to work with a company like yourselves. Do you want to talk about maybe how we sort of got together a little bit?
Yeah, so we met on LinkedIn years ago.
That's right, yeah.
As contacts and connections, as a lot of people do on those kind of social networking, and we sort of helped each other out on a couple of smaller projects and advice on products, which we're always happy to share, and vice versa. And that connection stayed in place for a few years, and then we had some networking events together, and then started talking about some shared interests.
Yeah, and I think one of the first projects we worked on together actually was our guest on episode 3 was Chris Porter at Tadcaster Community Trust.
That's right. That was a fantastic collaboration. It went really well. Again, a challenging roof space for lots of different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, we worked together and found solutions to those challenges. Obviously, now impacting on their electricity bills, we've managed to bring their electricity bills down on a building that has significant energy costs, which is fantastic, because you're directly affecting that community that's using that building. We actually won industry award last year for that project as well.
Congratulations! I did know about that, but that's such an achievement.
Which was great.
So ACT are an award-winning company.
That's right.
That's why you want to work with them, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great to have won an award for such a significant and interesting project.
Yeah, and it was great working on that with you. And I know that the plight was a serious one in that industry, in the leisure industry. So Chris was actually interviewed on BBC News, talking about how his energy costs had just gone through the roof, and there were swimming pools shutting down everywhere. And to be able to step in together and to offer a solution, implement it, and really make an impact on the Tadcaster community and the pool and the trust was just really rewarding, and off the back of that we've really established ourselves as a collaboration in the leisure industry.
Correct.
Helping people to get grants and producing information so that they can put the grant application in, and also being supportive and again dealing with them on that face-to-face basis, which people love, don't they?
Yeah, watch this space for some more leisure centre installs.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So, and are there any other projects that you're really proud of that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, there's loads. But yeah, Rydale Auctioneers was one that sort of...
Working with Angus?
Stuck in my head from last year, working with Angus. And I believe the solar panels are on the opening credits of the TV show.
Yeah, I was watching it the other night, but it must have been an older one and they weren't on there. But he has said to me that they're on the opening credits. As soon as I see it, I'm going to snapshot it and do a little post on LinkedIn.
My dad keeps ringing me saying, I've seen it. Yeah.
But again, that was great to work with. It was a high-profile client, really, but a client that we worked on together, and we offered a solution which was implemented, and then we actually improved upon that solution, and that's that ongoing relationship with them. We actually altered the system so it was more efficient for them. They had a cafe that they wanted to implement into the system as well. And after using the fantastic Solar Edge monitoring system that comes with your PV designs, we could easily see that there was enough capacity to add that cafe to the system, which was fantastic.
Yeah, that consultation and design part of our packages is key, really, because you can really drill down to what that customer requires, and offer them the right solution to their own individual requirements, rather than give everybody the same thing at X price. We really study as to what that customer needs and what's going to help them moving forward.
Okay, that's brilliant. So are there any other projects you wanted to talk about or anything? Or I know there's loads of them, so
we've got lots of exciting projects.
Yeah.
A lot of listed buildings, specialist buildings, which we've obviously consulted with yourselves about. As Volta Compliance have lots of experience on.
I think when we have you back on
unlisted buildings.
When we have you back on the podcast, we might be able to talk about one of the really high-profile projects that you brought to us in this situation. Sometimes we bring work to you, sometimes you bring work to us. It's a partnership. That's what a partnership is, isn't it?
We'll do a special podcast.
An update podcast on that one. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Maybe from the site. That would be good. But I suppose what we're saying there is ACT have won a fantastic project, which we can't talk about yet. But I mean, that's it's going to be a game changer, isn't it? So, congratulations on that one as well, although nobody knows what it's about. So, so great to talk about our little collaboration as well and how things are working. So what's the future plans for ACT then? What have we got planned for the future?
The future is looking good. It's looking bright. We've got these exciting key projects that are coming into place that will hopefully lead on to more bespoke projects, which is what we're good at. Lots more collaboration with Volta Compliance in the pipeline. We've got lots of exciting projects in the pipeline looking into next year, it's going to be another exciting year.
Yeah.
From a collaboration point of view. From ACT, we will look to expand, but from my previous experience, we'll do that slowly and steadily, rather than go big too fast.
Yeah.
I truly believe that just keeping the right people around you and keeping things
Nice steady progress is
steady. Yeah. And,
manageable, isn't it? Rather than everything getting out of control and
and yeah, with the projects that we've got coming into next year, it is looking like we'd need to expand, but yeah, we'll do that in a controlled manner.
So what about outside of work, Nicola? So how do you keep yourself sane? I mean, you're a busy female entrepreneur. Yeah. How do you keep yourself on the straight and narrow? What floats your boat? What about your personal life? Tell us something about you.
Oh, well, I am, as you can imagine, a very, very busy mum of two.
Yeah.
I've got a 10-year-old and a 16-year-old who's just finished his GCSEs, going into A-levels. So I spend a lot of time ferrying them around, doing swimming. They do a lot of swimming. So yeah, I drink a lot of wine. I like to keep fit. I go running when I can. I get up early and I'll go running to the gym before the kids are up if I need to. Just to have a nice clear head for work. If I don't have time for that, then I try to at least squeeze sort of a 20-30 minute walk in before work, and I find when I'm walking or running, that's where a lot of the ideas come from, or I can sort of think about work and have a bit of a to-do list ready and sort of any problems or anything.
And you've got no distractions. You're on that path or that road and you're running, it's just you might have your headphones in, but you're just thinking, you can have that clarity of thought, can't you? And that sometimes business owners can't get that. They have to find that outlet somehow, don't they? But exercise is
it's really
thing for
important.
you, is it?
Yeah, it's really important because in my previous life, I'm a qualified personal trainer as well. So.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
I'm a level 3 personal trainer.
Oh, brilliant.
So although I don't, teach or anything anymore, I've obviously still got those skills.
Excellent.
And knowledge. So I am confident enough to go in a gym on my own and lift some weights and,
set yourself a plan out and
do what I need to do.
Look at your nutrition and things like that as well.
Exactly, yeah. And
apart from the wine.
But yeah, it's a healthy balance, isn't it? But I think definitely health and fitness is key to having a strong business, because it does clear your head.
Okay, so this is a new thing that we're going to do, and I've only just actually thought of this. It's not even on my notes or anything. So what we're going to ask is, if Nicola, as a successful female entrepreneur, if you could give one piece of advice to our next guest on anything, on personal, business, anything, what would that piece of advice be?
It would be to make sure you have somebody that you trust, that you can talk to and have, share ideas, talk about your day, whether that's your partner, whether it's your business partner, your life partner, a good friend, a family member, but having somebody that you can just confide in about all the stuff that goes through your head every day.
For me, it's my partner. I suspect it might be for you.
It is.
And sometimes I'll say something to Sarah, my wife, and she'll go, "Don't do that. Whatever you do, do not do that." And then she'll rationalise it.
Yeah.
And I'll think about it. And I think what I'm trying to say, she probably stops me making knee-jerk reactions to things. When you're a busy business owner, sometimes you have to make quick decisions every day, don't you? Every day.
Yeah.
People ask you something, you can't be mulling over everything. But sometimes when something, I might ask her something and she'll say, "Well, just take 5 minutes, have a think about it. Have you thought about this?" And she's generally right.
It's just having that outlet, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's having that outlet and that space to be able to offload, I guess, at the end of the day or at the end of the week, and just say, "This is where I'm at. This is what's happened," and just have that opportunity to talk, and then it doesn't build up in your head, and you're not holding it all on your own shoulders.
Yeah. Well, Nicola, I think it's been really lovely to have you on our podcast. I've really enjoyed it. I've loved listening to your story. I've learned a few new things about you, which I might use against you in the future, but it's been really good. Thank you for coming on, and hopefully we'll have you on again sometime.
And I'm going to let all future guests know that Richard bought chocolate biscuits today, so everyone in the future will expect the same.
All right, it's been lovely to have you on, Nicola. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.